All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. I hope that you can hear me. Come on in the room. Let me tag a few people. Let me make sure, of course, y'all know it's your girl, Stephanie Ray Songbird. Let me tag a few people. We are here live in Houston, Texas. Let me get some people tagged on here to make sure that one, we are live, because y'all know that I always tell y'all that I am technically challenged. So we want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to join this conversation today. But good evening to you. This is your girl, Stephanie Ray Songbird, out of Houston, Texas, with the Songbird and Me organization. We are totally, totally crunk because we are celebrating 10 years, and we do have a special guest on today. I'm getting ready to introduce her and all that, but y'all know I had to make sure we're live. So we are live. I'm going to tag her as well in this so she can share when she gets an opportunity. It's been a while since we've been on here, but I'm glad to be here. Happy New Year to everyone. Even though we're in March and it's flying pretty fast, we are still in a new year. Great things are happening. Good things are happening. So again, it's your girl, Stephanie Ray. I'm your host. I'm also the founder of the Songbird and Me organization. Thank you for joining us today, and whoever may join for the remainder of the month as we commemorate 10 years of service to our families and communities. I have a special guest here today. I'm so happy that she has joined us, one of our songbirds. Anytime you become a part of Songbird, you become a songbird. You're an honorary songbird. So one of our songbirds is joining us today, Lady Jennifer Muhammad. And I just want to just take a minute again to remind you what we stand for, right? We go out and we help individuals and families who are impacted by trauma, helping them restore, helping them heal, help them build healthy relationships. And yes, we are still breaking cycles 10 years later. Lady Jennifer is definitely a cycle breaker. I love that she is a songbird. I love that I know her, of course, outside of the organization. Glad to know her. Glad I'm on her team, as that would go. But let me tell you just a little bit about Jennifer as we're catching up today and we're celebrating 10 years. So we met Jennifer back in November of 2022 when we were doing our Come Out of the Cave, Healing the Wounds. And Jennifer definitely had a story to tell. And so, Jennifer, I'm gonna stop talking for a minute, while I mess around with the technical stuff and just kind of your own words, where have you been? Like, where were you when we first met you as Songbird, as we first connected with you, and where are you now?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for having me, Stephanie.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm on your team. So thank you for that. But I just remember when you first met me, I was um still trying to figure out who Jennifer was, basically. Um, trying to be, trying to be healed for myself and for my family and my marriage at that time. You know, um, just working on me as a person, working on my mental, working on my spiritual back then. And now it's like the push. I've came out. I'm out the cave, right?
Come
I'm
on.
out the cave, and I'm just ready to just give people what God has given me, the healing part, because it's walking in darkness ain't good.
It's not.
It's when the light turns on. When that
Yeah.
light is turned on, it's like, oh my God, I was back then. I was like that, So I'm just happy to be on the other side of the cave. I'm just happy to be healed. I'm happy to be walking in the light and who God has called me to be.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good. I love that part when you said walking in the dark, I'm no longer walking in the dark because that's hard, because you definitely cannot see if you're piddling
Okay.
around in the dark, and definitely remember when I met you, just all of us have grown, we're on each other's
Mm-hmm.
team, we say it like that, but definitely from the perspective of healing. I remember when I asked, I said, well, Jennifer, we're doing Come Out of the Cave. And I feel like, God is leading me, for you to share your story. And you were like, what? Me? It's like, why not you? And I'm just excited because you did, and from that moment, We have it on film. I was thinking earlier today while I was preparing for this, I was like, this is awesome because I remember how you came to come out of the cave, right? You're always jazzy, but I said on that particular day, Jennifer came and she was with her husband and a few of her kids, and she had on this jacket or this coat, and I was like, what is Jennifer finna say? Because it was almost like if we would have said boo, Jennifer would have hit that door and ran.
Yeah.
But then she got up there and she just shared her heart, shared where she had been and where she was going, And one thing I can say, if I had to have a word to describe Jennifer, I would say definitely resilient. She's that type of person that has that calm resilience. It almost would seem like nothing bothers her for her to even say, I was healing. But it's like she really is a woman of God. And when things happen, you know how some of us, when stuff happens, we freak out. We go back to what we know. We go back to what is comfortable. Most of y'all know me. I'm a fighter. I'm about to pull up or show up or do a drive
Hmm.
by or slap by because that's just anger comes first and let me go fight. But Jennifer stays calm. And one thing about Jennifer, she's a praying woman. She's a prayer warrior, definitely a praying woman. She prays for her family daily. She prays for her children. She prays for those that she comes in contact with. And I said, I understand why she has resilience and peace is her garment. That's what I see when I see her because she is a praying woman. No matter what happens, I know that she knows where her help and her source comes from. So thankful again, thankful for you. Like I said, you an honorary songbird now. So over the fear factor, the next conference we
Yeah.
have, whatever it is, if I call on you, I know you coming and
Yeah.
you coming with power. So that's a beautiful thing. Now I've heard since we last met, so that was 2022. We're in 2025, so about 3 years. That you've been working on some of your own stuff. And I've heard about You Matters. So won't you tell me a little bit about that and tell the good people that'll watch now or catch the replay play later what You Matters, what that is, and how we can maybe partner with you or assist you in that endeavor.
Well, You Matter is, like it says, You Matter. It's for the young, the youth, girls from age 10 to 18.
Okay.
Basically just letting them know that they matter. Not only do they matter to their parents, but they matter to God. And some of these young teenagers and young youth, um, they don't understand who they are. They don't understand that they matter to God and that they are a masterpiece, as Ephesians 2 and 10 says, that they
Yes.
were created to do the good works, right? That they are masterpiece to God. And some of them never even looked in the mirror and
Wow.
talked to themselves, you know, to even look at themselves to say that they are loved, that they matter to themselves. And that's what You Matter is, just to let the young ladies know that they matter to God, and that they have purpose inside of them. You know, we wouldn't I want them to know that they weren't just created just for to be here, to take up space, but they have purpose. God has called them to do great things no matter how old they are, from 10 to 18. They have purpose inside of them. So that's what You Matter is, to let them know, to give them confidence, to give them to walk in boldness in who God has called them to be in this world. Yeah. So the next You Matter is April the 5th. I haven't had a location yet, but once I get the location, I was going to put it up. But it's April the 5th.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So April the 5th is the next
You Matter.
You Matter, April 5th, and so you're looking for a location. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I
Location.
love that you said it's for young girls. Some of them haven't even looked in the mirror yet. And y'all, I'm doing technical stuff, so I'm multitasking. If you see these screens, just stay focused, stay with me. So anyway, yes, so you said it's for young girls, and just for the fact for them to know they exist. God created them for a purpose and for a reason, and that they matter. That's such a powerful statement. We hear so many things here in the society that we live in the political arena. We've heard Black Lives Matter. We've heard All Lives Matter. All kinds of stuff. But you need to know that you matter. That is
Mhm.
powerful. And even for the fact we have some adults, I'm thankful that we do need to start with
Mhm.
our babies. We need to encourage them, impart into them, love on them most definitely. And they need to know that they matter, and they need to know that we understand, as
Mhm.
parents, as older women. The Bible tells us to what, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they get older, they will not depart. And it also tells us in Jude that the elder women, right, should train up the
Mhm.
younger women, right? I feel like there is a gap with us doing that. So many more of us older women, even in this generation, I can think about now. I didn't grow up with my grandparents. They were gone probably by the time I was 8. I didn't have my grandparents, but I had aunts, that were there to help with me and my, or help my mom and my dad. I had older cousins, that to this day, they still have made a big impression on me, whether negative or positive, right? But the generation of now, it seems like that is missing for them,
Mhm.
definitely our young girls and our young men too. And of course, when we talk about Songbird dealing with families, the impact for the last 10 years, that's what we want to do, restore, deal with things that we think is normal functioning, but we really are being dysfunctional. Here last year, we worked on Rewired, and that's going to come back up, but some of the things that we do or that we've learned, not necessarily that it came from a bad place, but it just has not had a positive impact,
Mhm.
whether it's from a cultural perspective, a familial perspective, or an individual perspective. And those are the things that we need to go in and rewire, so to speak, talk about those things, what's going on, especially with our young people, because I feel a lot
Mhm.
of them are just floating, they're floating.
Mhm.
They have so much in them, but I do recall in my generation, I'm what, 40 some years old. Y'all need to know how old I am. I'm 40 some years old, and they always encouraged us, to do our best. They encouraged us to open our mouths, whether we were performing on stage, at church, or whatever. And so I know that that's missing. So that's an amazing thing. You matter, y'all that are listening and will catch the replay. Lady Jennifer is telling you what she's working on come April 5th. She don't have a location, but as soon as she gets one and she gets the time in the day, we definitely want to share it here on our social media pages, and on our website, whatever way we can do to promote and push and help, and assist you in your vision, to assist the young ladies. We are definitely here to do so. That's impactful. I can see it. I've attended one of them before. I think that's been a little while ago, or maybe when you first started it, and I didn't
Yeah.
know the name of it. I think I came to church or whatnot, but I remember the young girls, and it was really set up nice, and you had the tea and
Yeah.
everything. And God was so good and gracious to you all on that day. I remember y'all that Lady Jennifer washed their feet, and that was so impactful, for them as young girls. I think I want to talk. I'm nosy. I think I feel a little bit of a twitch going on in my spirit. So tell me about the washing of the feet, like that kind of right there. What does that do for you, like when God gave that to you, or when you got that download to wash the young women's feet? What's the purpose behind that? Like, what do you want them to receive from that? And even you being the servant to do that for them, what is that like? I don't know. I thought it was a beautiful thing. Yes.
That was for me to show them that no matter that I was like, once again, was to serve them, to show them that they matter to God, and to show them that wherever they tread their feet, I want them to know that there is power, that they are powerful, and that there was power in them, right? So, because I know well, one of them was my daughter. And I just wanted her to know, like, God is with her. God has never left her. And that wherever she tread her feet, God is with her. He has never left her nor forsaken her. And to serve them, to show them, yes, even though that I'm older than them, I'm still a servant to them. I'm still I'm still a servant to them. It doesn't matter the age.
Yes.
I can serve them. Yeah, that was that. And yeah, and just doing that whole thing was the fact that, like I was explaining, that I didn't have anyone to tell me that I was beautiful growing up. I didn't have anyone to tell me. I don't even think I remember I heard I love you, to be honest with you growing up. So I wanted my children, my daughters, even the young ladies to know that they matter because it was a stranger that told me that I was beautiful. I never heard that from growing up. It was a stranger that told me that I was beautiful, and it was like, nah, I want them to know that they
Yeah,
matter to God
they
and that
matter.
they are beautiful, that they're
Indeed.
beautiful.
I
Yeah.
love it. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Lady Jennifer, for sharing your time today. I'm thankful for you connecting with us those few years back and sharing your story. I believe, that we all have an impact. God has all given us a purpose, given us something to help others with. And I always tell young people, because I work with young people on my job as well and young adults, your purpose connects with others' purpose, right? Sometimes
Mhm.
what you have will activate something great, or stir something in someone else. And just like you explained, you matters, according to Ephesians 2 and 10. And according to what you just said, it was a stranger that told you you were beautiful, and that activated something in you. Sometimes that's all it takes is just an encouraging word, some reassurance to change the path or change our trajectory, especially when we're talking about dealing with our young girls, our young women. We
Mhm.
want them to know that they're beautiful inside and out,
Inside
that
and
they
out.
have purpose. Yeah, and they should not be ashamed of their looks or anything. They are
Right.
fearfully and wonderfully made. It's some of us as adults, that don't even know that. So even today, as you've been sharing, as always, we know people will catch a replay, and random people we probably don't even know may look at this. And that's something that they may need to hear. They may need to hear you matter. It might be
Mhm.
the thing that stops them, from ending it all, just for them to hear somebody say that you matter. So thank you so much for what you're doing, out in the streets, what you're doing out in the community, what you're doing within your family that's impacting other families. And thank you so much for sharing that with Songbird. We are definitely honored and blessed in these 10 years to have attached and set with some amazing people that have some amazing hearts. So blessings to you and your family. Well, that's
Yeah.
about it. Unless
Wait,
you
can
got
I say
something else to
something else?
say.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
I just want to say thank you to you because I just remember like when I first met you, something told me like, Stephanie is a one. I'm like, one, what? You remember when I came to you and
I
say, well,
do.
Stephanie, I think you're supposed to help me learn something. Yes, right. But I just want to thank you because you always say, stay ready and stay in that place. It's like my thing froze. Oh, then stay in that place. Never get out of position. And that stuck with me. Never get out of position. Stay in position. No matter what. And I take it like no matter what comes my way. No matter what, kids acting up, no matter what, still stay in position. And that, yeah, that stuck with me to stay in that position. So thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am, indeed, and definitely. And we know because we know each other, of course,
Mm-hmm.
outside of the organization that we are intercessors. And so we always stay prepared. We stay
Mm-hmm.
ready. We never relinquish our stance because we are the oil, right? So, and as other people say, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. That's
Get
what we,
ready. Yeah.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
definitely that's what we try to do. Well, Lady Jennifer, thank you so much again for sharing. Thank you for coming on and celebrating 10 years with us. And I know that if the Lord says the same, He will bless us all with many more years to be able to help our communities and our families as we continue to break these cycles. So again, thank you for rocking with us. To everybody that is listening or watching live, thank you for being a part in any manner, any way that you have, whether it was a call, a prayer, an encouraging word. I remember just a little history. When I started the Songbird in Me, I was in transition, which sounds crazy. Matter of fact, this is probably the first and last time I'm going to say this because we have the rest of the month to celebrate, of course. But I didn't even realize we had hit 10 years. God is strategic the way He does me because I don't, not that I don't celebrate, I love to celebrate others. That's just my thought process. And so I was looking for something specific that we had done, and I began to go through old files on the computer. And I was sitting there and I was like, wait a minute, 2020. I said, God, it's been 10 years. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And so I was looking through the things we had done because I was working on another event, and it had me stop and review. I'm seeing pictures and I'm seeing people that have come, and I just shook my head. I'm like, where did the time go? Like time flies. And in the midst of Songbird starting, I was in transition from home, moving to Houston. At that
Mhm.
time, my oldest son, who was happily married with all four of my grandbabies, they had just had a newborn baby. My grandbaby was 2 months old. And I felt some kind of way. I'm like, what kind of grandma gets up and leaves, at 2 months old? And me, the youngest son, who is now 27. So it's definitely been 10 years because he was a junior in high school when we got here. The first event that we had was actually on his birthday. He probably is shaking his head now. But his birthday was September 25th, and we got here in the 1st of September, maybe right at the end of August. And when we got here, I'm talking about a roller coaster ride. And in the midst of starting an organization from home, coming here, and the Lord saying, you're going to bridge two cities together. I don't have no money. The job I had was gone when I got here. Me and the youngest baby end up in a shelter. Like, this is not the type of life I'm about, God. Like, what do you mean? And I got a job and started working. And the first event we had was a worship event because, of course, Songbird does come from a place
Yeah.
of worship. And we had it at it's Houston. It was Houston Baptist University. I think they call it something else now. But we were partnering with a trafficking organization. I think it was Love 143, and it was young people. We're talking about our youth that were being trafficked. And the story behind that was so amazing. And basically, all we did was wanting to raise money for them to do that type of work. So we held a concert September 25th of 2015. And Songbird, from there, it took off. I'm talking about took off without money, took off without
Mm.
anything, but when it was time to do what God called us to do, He always made a way. And so when I saw the 10 years, I was like, man, to go back and think about where this was until where it is now, it just still really, literally, it blows my mind. And I'm so thankful because have been many days when you're struggling within your own right, and then you're trying to
Mhm.
do what you believe God is telling you to do. It's like I can pack up this stuff and go back home at any time. And every time I would think about it, I wouldn't tell nobody. I couldn't tell nobody at home because they'd be like, you can always come back. And I know their heart would mean well, but God has purpose, and I believe He has even more purpose for myself, for you, and others that will come alongside and work with as we go forward. And so, just thankful. Thank you again, like I said, for rocking with us. You all. We thank you, those that are watching live. Please go and visit and follow the songbird in me.com for upcoming events and to stay connected. We would love to partner with you. Of course, if you follow us, you know we always have the hard conversations that people don't like to have. You know, those injustices, things that our community may be dealing with, our youth and young adults that we need to bring to the table and we need to come to some type of solutions with. So if you have something that you feel that we can partner with you with, please go to our website, check it out. We have some programs and services that we also offer. Definitely with healthy relationships, we've been doing healthy relationships boot camps. You know, because one of the most important relationships you're going to have is with you. Just like we're
Mhm.
talking about, you matter, right? If you don't love you, how's anybody else going to love you, right?
Mhm.
Those things, and they go right in line with what Jennifer is saying. So go check our website out, see the things that we have to offer, maybe something that you can use in your community, at your school. We partner with schools, and your church, faith-based agencies. We do all of that. And also at the end of March, we soft launched, and it's definitely different, but we do have counselors, life coaches, things like that. If you need other resources, please let us know. But a Safe Place Trauma Center is a counseling center that is connected to the Songbird and me. Of course, yours truly is a counselor. And so that's another service if you may need that for youth and young adults. Those services are free. The ages 24 and under. So our young adults are 18 to 24. And then, of course, lower is our youth. So you may know a youth or a young adult that's seeking that. So just go check the website out. I don't know what y'all waiting for, what y'all missing. We in the 10th year. We going higher and higher. But anywho, again, it's your girl, Stephanie Ray Songbird, in Houston, Texas, and Lady Jennifer. And we just want to say we love you. Peace and blessings to you. Until next time, you all stay safe. Y'all be safe and be well, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.
Bye.